Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Arrow Season 5, Episode 22. It's called Missing. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. All disclaimer, we don't like Arrow very much. Connor gets drunk because he can't bear it sober. He is still drunk now. We give proper discussions about other shows. This one's a little bit more jaded. We watch it for completion's sake with the other DC shows. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the penultimate episode of the 5th season.
Well, first, as is tradition, I'd just like to speak about what I've been drinking this week. Because usually it's whiskies. It's usually just a various whiskey of the week. But I thought I'd change it up a bit this week. Now we're getting to the end of the season, break up the monotony. So I've actually been drinking a salted caramel vodka liqueur this week. And it is excellent. It goes down so easy.
Easier than the episode, I imagine.
Oh, by far. That said, well, I don't know. There's some things that I just can't help but love.
Yeah, so the plot of this one, because we said last week that Chase clearly wanted to be captured. It was far too easy. Obviously, the smile at the end made it obvious to anyone who didn't think of that. But even just as he was being captured, I was like, this is far too easy. He's up to something. And sure enough, he was. He has Black Siren, he has Evelyn, he has Talia al Ghul, and the League of Assassins, so whoever she's got with her, if they're not even going by that name anymore. And they basically go through the episode kidnapping everyone close to Oliver. So it nicely ends with Diggle and Felicity. It was kind of like a countdown to the season 1 characters almost, because you had the newest ones go first.
Yeah, which we actually didn't really even see most of them. Them get like.
To be fair, Renee and Dinah weren't there at the end, so they might not actually be taken.
They might not, and I'm a little bit confused because Lance mentioned how, Renee was taken, so that's why he wasn't at his hearing. But we saw him at the end of last episode. Right? It was cut in between him drinking instead of being at the hearing. So I don't know if this is just them playing with the time a bit, or if he was actually gone.
Yeah, I don't know if he's been taken. Dinah's the weird one, though, because her place was breaking into. Maybe they didn't find her. Maybe she was already...
Yeah, maybe she staged it.
Poor Curtis still went looking for her and got kidnapped. So they all get kidnapped, and Oliver's kind of on his own. He's panicking. Throughout the episode, he's trying to figure out what's doing. He ends up teaming up with Malcolm Merlyn, who comes back, who, by the way, who enters the episode
in true Malcolm Merlyn fashion.
Well, this is the weird thing. They did this thing because obviously just appears in the room. And this episode, they started with a POV shot from him in the rafters of the bunker. And we didn't know what it was. Like, is this a POV? It must be a POV.
It was really weird, wasn't it?
It reminded me of, like, in a werewolf movie. You get the POV of the werewolf.
You're right, it was like that. It was like, like that heavy breathing almost that was there. You could almost hear it.
Extra shaky, and then, it's jumping down behind Oliver, and he turns around, and, oh no, it's Malcolm Merlyn.
I love it. Look, I unashamedly love Malcolm Merlyn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how bad this show gets. When John Barrowman's there doing John Barrowman and being cheesy as shit, I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
Because it's fantastic.
Chase gets... I mean, there's a whole scene where, like, it goes back and forth with Oliver not wanting to leave, and then he finds out that Chase has got his son, that William's included in this whole package, and a terribly little acted video recorded by William.
Yeah. To be fair, we don't see him on the island at the end either, so that could explain where he's with Dinah and Renee.
But why does William go with them? Why is theoretically?
Because he took them too early, and he couldn't fit that many people on the plane.
Why does
small plane?
Why does theoretically the most important kidnapped victim, the son, go with the probably least too important of the rest of the team?
Because he knows Oliver's going to come to the island, and he doesn't want him there so that he can be rescued.
Yeah, so Chase...
No, there's no excuse for Renee or Dinah.
Chase gets away, he goes to the island, so that's when Oliver also recruits another person, and he gets Nyssa back. Which, by the way, this kind of clearly showed just how weird and disjointed some of Arrow can be at times. When she comes in the room, and Merlin's like, no, I'm not working with her. And then he eventually agrees, and is like, alright, fine, I want to get Thea back, safe, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, by the way, Nyssa, we've not told you something. One of the people we're up against is your sister. And I went, oh, aye, they would be sisters, wouldn't they? Because they're both all girls.
Her reaction, potentially the worst acting I've ever seen from her. It was pretty, like, laughably bad.
I mean, I'm being quite hard on this so far. I'm kind of making fun of it. I didn't. I mean, honestly, it's kind of the same as the last episode. I think the general plot of what's happening is actually kind of fine. Like, it's kind of exciting. It's, it's a little bit overused because it feels a lot like the Joker in The Dark Knight or any other movie where the villain intentionally gets captured. But at the very least, I appreciate two things. I appreciate the constant, like, everything keeps getting worse. It's putting the hero at his like absolute darkest place. And secondly, the whole fact that he wants to go back to the island, back to Lian Yu for the showdown. All right, okay. If you're doing the whole thing, well, this is tying back into all 5 seasons. Sure.
Look, I can't deny I'm kind of having fun with it. Chase, he's doing his best Jill Noel impression. It's working for me. You got Barrowman back. I'm down.
I'll tell you what I did like though, when Oliver goes into his cell and punches him, and it's like the camera's behind Chase, and Chase whips round as he gets hit, and there's like blood that just hits the glass. I thought that looked quite good actually.
And that was a transition out of a flashback actually. That's maybe the best transition to or from a flashback this show has had in years, if not ever.
Meanwhile, Lance had never seen Black Siren before, so he's like shocked and in awe when she shows up and she's like, "Hey, Daddy."
And he's like, Sarah came back, why not Laurel? And we're like, yeah, it's not wrong.
Yeah, his line of thinking is not bad. But Thea explains that there's other Earths and alternate dimensions, and
her way of putting it is it any crazier than metas or aliens? I was like, well, no, but those are a hard pill to swallow as it was. I'm sure for poor Lance.
Once you've accepted those two, though, it's like, well, I mean, might as well have alternate Earths. Honestly, the most interesting part of all that was when she talks to him later on in the episode, and it kind of sounds like the reason why she's the way she is because her dad, her Lance, was killed, presumably early on in her life.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed to be to me. Maybe we're reading too much into it, I don't know. But because he's like, oh, you can't know what it feels like, and she kind of has that look. It's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, which either he died younger or maybe he never recovered from alcoholism and he just went on a binge and eventually died.
Yeah, it's possible.
I could see that. I could see that maybe being the reason why she is the way she like. Maybe because we know she's a regular next season and she's going to be playing Black Siren. I wonder if it's because she's actually got Lance in her life. She'll actually.
Yeah, the idea that without a father is why she went down that path.
Yeah, so
I'd actually be down for that idea on another show.
On another show.
Yeah, on something that wasn't terrible.
Yeah. Although it should mean we get a Black Siren Dinah fight next episode. That'd be.
In theory, they'll just have a scream off.
Yes, but I mean that could be fun. I mean, maybe I'm spoiled by Shield's Quake stuff, but I can almost see them incorporating their cries into like a fight where they're actually fighting. But no, they're probably just going to stand across from each other and just scream at each other and
and then have the sound waves hit each other in midair and see which one of them goes flying back.
Yeah.
It'll be when Harry Potter and Voldemort do the thing and the wands meet and the spells meet in the middle and it goes back and forth. It'll just do that, but with their screams.
It's a shame they can't be coloured because they're both like sort of.
They're both like air, aren't they?
Yeah. It's not like one has like a blue scream and one has a red scream, and they can.
They might do it anyway, just for the sake of it.
Why do they have colours all of a sudden? Oh, so you can see who's winning.
Yeah, don't question it.
Obviously, the episode ends. Oliver with Merlin and Nissa get to the island, and he goes into the bunker. And again, this is kind of like spoiled by the fact that we knew he was showing up for the finale, but he goes to Deathstroke. For help. Why Deathstroke's going to help him, I don't know.
I'm sure they will address that next episode. I mean, I don't give this show much credit, but they have to address that.
I will say this, it does set the whole thing up for a hell of a showdown. Like, they're on the island, they've got all of his teammates there, we've got these other like part-time players are here. You got Slade back, who's a big get from like the first couple of seasons. The whole thing, it feels like a big finale. So
no, I agree, and I just want to point out, I don't get it. Nissa, they're on the plane over again. Awful CG plane. Don't know what is this show. Can't handle it.
That's twice in like 2 weeks. It was last week, yeah. The
last
time.
week, well, I don't know. I'm too drunk to remember. But either way, it was awful again. But Nissa's like, oh, it's funny he picked the island. That's just irony. And she's like, I was meant to go there. That's where I found Sarah. It's like, that's not irony. That's an anecdote. it's ironic because it's Oliver that it links to. You know, that's the whole point. That is irony.
It would be ironic as if she said, "Oh, I was going to come here for a holiday, and then you called me." It's ironic we ended up coming here anyway. That'd be ironic.
Yeah, exactly. Like this thing, it's ironic that he's chose this because this was Oliver, you know, birthplace of the Arrow, that sort of stuff. That's ironic. Oh, I met Sarah there. That's nothing to do with any of this, you stupid bitch.
In the flashback,
They made me down my drink, the
they did
bastards.
because Dolph Lundgren uttered the word bloodlust, and we agreed like what, 2 weeks ago that if anyone
Yeah.
ever said bloodlust, he'd have to down his drink.
Do you know what? I was thinking, oh, this is an easy episode, because Diggle had said son of a bitch once at this point.
There was no
And
"Are you
then
okays?"
There was two later on from Felicity on the island in a
Okay,
row.
right.
She asked Thea, "Are you okay?" And then asked the rest of them, "Are you okay?"
My Thea
Bitch.
getting special treatment.
I don't know. I don't know why, but I noticed only because I was like, "God damn it, you're making me drink." But oh man, Dolph Lundgren, you prick.
He's a wonderful prick though. But he gives him this drug that makes him like hallucinate and see dead people. He sees he ends up seeing Laurel at the end. He sees, I can't remember the dude's name from season 1. You know, the old,
Yeah, Yao Fei.
sure. The Asian guy who actually wore the hood. You know, Shadow's dad. And it was funny because as soon as he popped up, and also when Dolph Lundgren was talking to him, we got these quick flashes of all these events from the flashbacks over the last 5 years.
He was running his finger over his scars, and he was getting a flash of when he got that scar.
Now, as soon as I saw a quick glimpse of Shadow being killed, I just started going, Shadow! Shadow! Because I love the impression.
I hope Slade says that next episode.
Because that was Slade's thing, so I just think it's really funny that Slade was in the end of the episode, because again, at the end, I was like, Shadow! He's back! Shadow!
It was also, they mentioned Isabel Rochev, obviously his daughter from that season, and they mentioned it, I think it was last week or the week before as well, and at the time I was like, that's weird, season 2 reference. And then they did it again in the possibly the most awful stunt action bit of the episode. Maybe.
Go on.
The swords in the car, and the car then going up the ramp
Oh, wait, hold on.
off the side for no reason.
I will give some of that scene. So this is Diggle and Felicity in the car. They're trying to leave the city. They're the last two to leave. They're trying to get on the run. And Ninja Lady in front of them pulls out her swords and, you know, runs the blades across the side of the car. That looked okay on its own. Then the car went up a dirt ramp and did like hit a truck and flipped over. Again, on its own, that looked okay. What I don't understand is why the slashing of the side of the car made them swerve to go up a ramp and flip.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say, they swerved to get out of her way, but
They didn't.
They didn't, because then the swords wouldn't have hit them, because they'd have swerved to get out of the way.
It was a straight line. She cut them as they were going straight.
Yeah, it's not like she even cut the wheels, and even if she had cut the wheels, they were going straight, so the wheels wouldn't have spun them off. It didn't make any sense.
Unless they were already aiming for the ramp.
But why the hell would they aim for the ramp?
I don't know. That's the only way it makes sense.
Maybe Diggle's just a shit driver.
Maybe. Also, they started the episode with a lot more illicity teasing, because they maybe want each other again. Curtis is talking about how attractive and like dressed up they've got for each other. It's all of his birthday.
Felicity's like, you're worse than shippers.
You're worse than
No,
shippers
he's
for a
not.
soap opera.
No, he's not.
And they got a green arrow cake was kind of funny though. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I got a good chuckle when I saw that. Yeah. Like you say, I give them that. And her saying, they're like, why does it say 6 on it? It's like, I didn't feel comfortable asking for a green arrow cake for an adult.
Well, here's the thing. I thought it was going to be 36, and the little green arrow man was meant to be the 3. I mean, I don't know if that's his age, but just ballpark. I could
Reasonable,
buy it. Yeah, but that's no, it's 6 years old, because I had to get one for a kid, because it would look suspicious.
I mean, I actually like that. I buy that. Yeah, if you go in, I want a green arrow cake. How old? He's 40.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Here's the thing, right? I get why Flash has action figures and why there's posters and stuff you can buy with Flash on it, right? Why there's, Flash coffee drinks and so on. He's a very public figure, he's very heroic, that he's seen as noble. There was a Flash Day at the start of season 2 where they celebrated him.
Hell, they have Flash coffees.
What? I said that in that list.
Did you?
Yes.
I wasn't listening.
But why is the murdering vigilante, which seems to every couple of weeks it seems like the city's against Green Arrow again. He's a vigilante, needs to be caught and killed, or oh, then he's a hero, then he's a vigilante again. Why is there cake's been made of him?
To be fair, some cake shops take requests.
They had a cartoon design ready to go. Look at that drawing of the Green Arrow on icing.
I was going to say B. Yeah, there's those cake machines that let you put a picture, a photo into it, and it prints the photo as your cake. So she could have designed that herself if she'd really wanted to.
Okay.
I'm just putting out there. I'm going to defend the cake.
Okay, but for the record,
see where my priorities are.
Back when we met his son and he had a Flash action figure, he then replaced it with a Green Arrow action figure. So there is definitely merchandise.
I definitely don't believe you can buy that in Star City.
Because everyone hates them. Why would they be selling Green Arrow action figures? I don't know. All right, well that was anything else that we've glossed over? Anything other moments you liked or didn't like? Or
I have to say the moment I think both of us laughed probably the hardest.
Oh, this is the end of the flashbacks.
It is the end of the flashbacks. We never got there. We got sidetracked.
Yeah, because obviously Laurel, everyone's telling him to kill himself, and then he imagines Laurel, and Laurel tells him to not kill himself because people care about you.
Yeah, and this is when he's been given the gun by Dolph Lundgren, whose character's name I can't even remember anymore. You're sober and you can't remember.
Hold on a second.
I have an excuse. You know.
Oh my god. It's a Russian. This is some generic Russian name. I don't. Oh god.
But yeah, he's given him the gun and gone,
Drago.
Hey, it's got one bullet. What?
Drago.
I'm almost certain it's not
Ivan Drago. That's his name.
Yeah, I'm 100% certain it's not.
Do you know what I love about this? Is Carr doesn't even get the joke because he's not seen Rocky 4.
I still get it. I'm just saying that's how 100% certain I am.
But notice that, right? They've been talking about his character all season, right? I can't remember his name. Rocky 4, which came out in the late 80s. Ivan Drago.
I've not even seen that movie, and I could have told you that. But yeah. Anyway, he's giving him the gun. He's like, "Hey, it's got one bullet in. You can use it on you or me. It's your choice." But then, so yeah, get better. Laurel with her awful season 1 hair wig.
Aye, shut up. Aye. Yes, what?
Sorry, I thought you were telling the story.
No, I was agreeing with you. I'm looking up his name. I want to know what his name is, alright?
Are you that caught up on it?
I want to know.
You just need to Google Dolph Lundgren Arrow. It's going to come up.
I'm on the IMDb. I'm just looking for an episode that he was in. Because he's not listed in the new one.
Why would you just go to his IMDb and it'll tell you on there.
You're full of... Continue what you were saying. You were telling them the story about how the flashbacks ended.
Sorry, I got distracted by this whole whatever his name bollocks. We're so professional here. But yeah, so he gives her the gun, and Laurel's like, "Hey, don't kill yourself," and the others are like, "Hey, you should kill yourself." But he just shoots the lock, and the door swings open. He's like, "Really? That's it?"
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they made a mistake here. I get that he's so doped up on this drug that's making him hallucinate, and the whole idea is that Kovar wants him to shoot himself. that it's not even a risk to him, but it is. There was something really funny about him just immediately shooting the lock open. It was just really funny.
It was comical how he snapped out of it and was like, "Yeah, shoot the lock, son of a bitch."
And then he just left. That was it. That was it done.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give it a smidge of credit. At least all of this recounting his past and the flashbacks at least ties in thematically with Chase going back to the island and making him,
It's probably the first time it's tied in thematically in 2 years, but yeah.
Oh no, there was one recently, if I recall correctly.
Oh, was that? Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was now, but I remember saying it recently.
Oh, fair enough. I'll take it back.
Konstantin Kovar is his name.
Sounds very Russian, you're right. Not sure it's generic Russian, but it is very Russian.
I don't know, Kovar, I mean... Okay, I say generic. I mean, it's got a generic Russian sound. Not so much that I know a bunch of Kovars, but
there's one down the street, isn't there?
Oh dear. How many of the comments are going to be? You guys couldn't even remember Kovar's name.
Probably quite a lot.
Oh, let me make this clear. We don't like Arrow. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
As if that wasn't clear enough at this.
although to be fair, the last batch of episodes of the plot wise been okay.
I've been having more fun with it. This one gave me Malcolm. It gave me Chase doing over the top Jill. I loved it for what it was. It was awful, but I loved it.
Wait, we're on. I loved it now.
No. It wasn't good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I loved it. There is a big difference. It's how when you watch a B movie and it's real, it's a bad B movie, but it's like I'm getting enjoyment out of this because of the awful things it's doing. That's what this episode of Arrow is at for me.
Don't know what you're talking about. I've never gleamed enjoyment out of a bad movie for being fun.
No. I bet you've never covered one of them on Screams, have you?
Don't know what you're talking about. I do not know how people can find enjoyment out of things like The Room and Birdemic. My highbrow cinema taste does not indulge such ignorance.
I think I should watch The Room while drunk. I bet it'd be way more enjoyable.
It would actually. I was doing a bit there in case anyone didn't get it. I was doing a bit. I have seen The Room and Birdemic and laughed aplenty at them. I did not hate her. I did not. It is bullshit. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. So, Mark, how was your sex life?
I think with that, we're finished with Arrow for the week.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think it says something that we've went off Arrow, and I'd rather talk about Tommy Wiseau's The Room instead. I think that says so
That's
much.
the level of quality and care we're at with this show now.
Hey, at least I'll say this to anyone who's watching this and if they've gotten this far and they're annoyed at how much we tangent and make fun of the show. Look, this is what you're getting every week with this. Like, we are making there's no illusion.
Until this show is cancelled, this is what you get. It's probably not going to be soon enough because it's CW and they'll give it another 6 seasons yet.
Supernatural's on season 12. That's not.
Yeah, exactly. Six was being stingy.
Oh dear. All right, so that's Arrow this week, guys. Let us know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. If for some reason you want to support us, you can go over to patreon.com/MailedFuzzTV. It seems like a vain thing to even bother mentioning at the end of this
point, yeah, on this video, it kind of makes it seem like that's just going towards paying for my alcohol.
Hey, if you want to make sure Connor can afford to keep getting drunk during Arrow, they may enjoy these ones. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Let us know if you enjoy it. I mean, we're going to do it anyway because I can't get through it any other way. But you might as well let us know.
Mailed_fuzz on Twitter if you want to get us on there. Individual Twitters are on the screen. But that's us, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm so sorry. We'll see you next time. Have you got any vanilla? Why am I acting like I'm drunk?